What is going on, guys, and welcome back to the next iteration in this Davinci Resolve tutorial. Today we're going to actually be finalizing the FAIRLIGHT tab. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and finalize noise reduction, and I'm going to show you guys some EQ stuff, and then I'm going to show you guys elastic wave, and I think we'll be putting a nice bow on FAIRLIGHT. Okay, so without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into the software. So I already have two clips that are put together. And first off, you're probably wondering, why in the world do we need to do noise reduction? Okay, I'm gonna show you guys a real example right now where I had two shots from a film that we made, and you will see that it cuts back and forth from one to the other, but you're gonna hear it. So I'm going to turn the video clip off, but notice what will happen. If I turn the video clip off, notice the transition from this clip to this clip. Okay, so check this out. And I'm talking about from this clip, okay?
The terms of my assignment were very clear.
So you can hear the difference in that. It's like the terms of my assignment are very clear. You hear that change? Let me play it for you guys one more time. Check this out.
Were very clear.
You guys hear that transition? It doesn't sound really smooth. That's because there's a lot of ambient noise in the background. And when you have that much ambient noise in the background, it's really hard to hide the cuts. And so there are a lot of different ways you can cut to make that better. But I want to show you guys what I would do on the audio side to just make that just a smidge bit better. So if we look back into the software, we're going to first go over to our FAIRLIGHT tab down here at the bottom. And you can do it from the edit tab, okay? But we're going to do a lot of stuff on the FAIRLIGHT tab and finalize it, so we might as well just be in here anyway. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to click on this whole track level, and you'll see that it highlights the entire track, right? You can see it's a giant highlight across this whole thing, okay? Which is good. So you want to click on the empty track just like this, okay? Let me zoom in again by holding Alt and scrolling in on the mouse wheel. And then what I want to do is I actually want to go over to the right hand side, and then you'll see something called voice isolation. Okay, now voice isolation is really cool because it will allow you to isolate the voice. That's exactly what it does. It's going to remove all that background noise. Now be very careful with this, because this can be very, very destructive to your audio, and especially if you have like EQ and stuff going on, you want to be very, very, very careful. Okay, so but let me go ahead and show you guys what we're going to do. So we're going to go ahead and jump back into the software. I'm going to go ahead and enable this, and I'm not going to have that 100%. I don't know why they have that thing set at default of 100%. This thing should start at 0 probably. But either way, we're going to turn it to about 30% or at 30. So it's impacting it at 30. And let's just hear what we have so far now, okay? So let's go ahead and play it. So we're not worried about the video right now. We're worried about the audio. So let's just listen to the audio. But for those of you that need a visual, here, I'll go ahead and do that in case you do want to see it. Okay, so let's go back over to FAIRLIGHT and let's play it.
The terms of my assignment were very clear.
So you see how much calmer that is? It's much better. Now there's a lot more. We can do something else to make that a little bit better. We can do something called audio transitions, which is over here on the left. This took me, I don't know why it took me years to learn this, but I was doing audio and cuts and things. I never knew why my cuts could never be so smooth. Well, this is one of the things. It's the audio. It's the audio with the second clip that you're transitioning, or you're cutting next to. You're hearing an audio cut as well, and that throws off the listener or the viewer. So, but the audio transition actually makes this really smooth. So I like 0. Really, really neat, right? So now if I show you guys the cut, I'm going to do this now and show you guys. Let's play it.
The terms of my assignment were very clear.
Okay, so very smooth, right? Very, very smooth. And that excites me, right? That gets me excited. Like, you can't even hear that there was a cut. If I turn off the video track right now, which I did, I didn't show y'all the video track, I just played and showed y'all. That is amazing. So let me show you guys what I did to get that done, okay? So what I did is I went over here to where it says audio transitions. Let me show you guys what I actually did. I didn't want to show y'all at first. I want to show you that this is truly magic, right? So audio transitions, go over to your crossfade. At 0, bring it to between both your clip audios. Okay, now I put it on both because it's, stereo, left and right ear. And then you can go to the edge of this and expand this shorter, longer, whatever. And then you're going to get a nice smooth transition between the two.
The terms of my assignment were very clear.
pretty smooth, right? And that's working with, that's utilizing voice isolation in tandem with, audio transitions, okay? So EQ is really neat. So you see how when we put this voice isolation, it kind of took out some of the bass of his voice. That's where EQ can kind of kick in. We can restore the bass that is in his voice, okay? So let's go ahead and on track 1, right? Audio 1, because this is where everything is happening in audio 1. Okay, we want to bring back some of the bass. So go over here to where it says EQ, okay, and double click in EQ. Okay, now I'm going to play this and watch what happens when I play this.
The terms of my assignment were very clear.
All right, so you can see right now the bass level is not very high. And I can tell that because it's at the same height almost as the treble. Look at this.
The terms of my assignment.
So you see it's almost flat all the way across, which is fine. Flat sound is also a desirable sound too. But the EQ allows you to really create a really rich sound that is catered to your project. It allows you to really craft a sound that you would want to have. So for example, let's say you want more of a bassier, punchier sound. You could do that with the EQ, and you can do that by simply just raising these little nodes here in the EQ. So let me go ahead and show you guys that. So if you go right here to this node here, and let's just bring up, actually not 2, because 2 is actually a different type. You can actually change it. So actually change this type to like a node bass, and this now becomes like up and down. You can create like peaks, or you can make it just drop off entirely, and then you can create like little troughs where it just kind of drops off. You don't want any bass at all, but we do want bass. We want all of our dynamics right now in this case. And then you see how the incline of the arc is really sharp. I don't want it to be so pinchy. I want it to be more smooth and bigger. So if you go down to here where it says Q factor, you can actually make this thicker, thinner, so on and so forth. So what I want to do is I want to bring this somewhere into this range right here, because that's where his voice kind of landed. So let's just play this again.
The terms of my assignment were very clear.
Yeah, so you see how we're getting a much more punchier sound, and I do want to pinch this up a little bit, and I think he's actually right in here somewhere, and we can even fill in a little bit right here and kind of get some of that bassier sound.
The terms of my assignment were very clear.
Yeah, so really, really nice, right? You can get even bassier, right, by scooting that over.
The terms of my
looks like there's no range there actually for him, so let's
assignment were very clear.
Yeah, so you see how we got really bassy now, and boy, that sounds really rich.
The terms of my assignment were very clear.
Yeah, so when he speaks, his voice kind of changed a little bit, so I think somewhere in that range is where he is.
The terms of my assignment were very clear.
Yeah, and then of course as you start to raise that, you can adjust your gain so that you don't peak down here above 0. Okay, so that is the EQ. Definitely play around with EQ and see what kind of different sounds and different styles you can get. You can even save presets and things like that by clicking on the plus sign over here and make your own custom sounds. Okay, so EQ again is right here on the right hand side. You just double click on this little blue line and that will open you up here, and that affects the entire track level. Okay, now the last thing I'm going to show you guys before we conclude today is going to be something called elastic wave. Elastic wave allows you to stretch and bend things and distort things at will, and I think it's really, really useful for music alignment. Okay, if you don't mind pitch bending things and stuff like that. So let's go ahead and jump back into the software, and let's go ahead and find a quick song. So I'm going to go over to, let's see what we got here. Music. I don't have any music. Here we go, music. All right, so I'm going to go over here to the song. I'm going to drag and drop this into here. Now we have a song. I'm just going to go ahead and just mute this track right here by clicking on the M as in Mary. And I'm going to go over here and move my playhead, and let's just play the song. Okay, cool. So I'm going to go ahead and slice that right there by hitting S on the keyboard. And here I have now just this sound, okay? All right, so elastic wave. So what is elastic wave? Elastic wave, as I mentioned, allows you to stretch a sound. So let's say I wanted this to last as long as this dialogue here, where I could right click on it, and then you can see this thing called elastic wave. You can put it on voice. Voice, I think, keeps it from like pitching it up and down and doing weird distortions to the voice. Really, really cool if you wanted to stretch someone's voice. It's really good for ADR and stuff like that. Okay, which that's a topic for another day. But general purpose is really, really good. So go ahead and click on general purpose. And then when you do that, you'll notice a little elastic wave text appears on your audio clip. And if you bring your cursor to the edge of it, you're gonna get this cool like ray gun looking graphic. And this is really cool because this is the graphic that you can click on the edge and then it just stretch this bad boy all the way across. Okay, and of course it does create distortions, I believe, but this is kind of how you can slow down audio, similar to slowing down the frame rates of a clip. So if we play it, so there you have it, right? So it slowed it down, and of course you can make it, you know, shorter as well. So yeah, so there you have it. So I figured you guys may find it to be somewhat useful, and really useful for different sound effects and creating different sounds. And there's just a lot of things you can do with Elastic Wave. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and end the video right here. I'm gonna end the video right here because I think side chaining deserves its own video, and there is a little bit to it, and it's an incredibly powerful topic. So I'm gonna show you guys that tomorrow in our next video, and then we'll go ahead and finalize Fairlight and get into the deliver, and then finally the fusion. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna go ahead and end it here, and if you have any other questions, feel free to put them in the comments down below. I hope you guys are really enjoying the course, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Okay, take care, we'll see you.